Oyedepo in trouble for holding service at Canaan land despite COVID-19 fears. Presiding Bishop of Living Faith Church Worldwide, also known as Winners Chapel, Bishop David Oyedepo has come under fire on social media for holding service at the church headquarters in Alta, Ogun State, despite the COVID-19 pandemic. Oyedepo held a mega service at the church headquarters, known as Canaan, on Sunday, in defiance of the state government's order for gatherings, social and religious, to be restricted to 50 persons. The church had on Friday released a memo instructing each of its provinces to create more cells in members' houses as part of efforts to reduce large gatherings. A source, however, told KED.ng on Sunday that a press release by the Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) changed the church directions. After that memo by the church, Khan made a release later in the evening that for those who may not be aware and still come nationwide, the forum or service should be used to sensitize them about COVID-19, need to stay at home and how to worship henceforth in the meantime, praying for the nation and world and all that, just for public awareness, the source said. So, we can describe it as a public awareness service. Very few people, as expected, were not aware and came. They were properly educated. Even up till 10 p.m. yesterday, we were still not sure it should hold. Leadership was reluctant and put a call across to Khan, but they said it is the responsibility of churches to properly sensitize ignorant members. Thank you for listening to this news. Viewers, you will believe me when I say that obedience is better than sacrifice. Even the Bible also said we should respect those in higher authority. If you, as a pastor, can't obey what have what the people in authority have said, what are you preaching then to your members? Our Lord Jesus was obedient even to death. He knows that he has all the power and the strength to overcome this his oppressors. But then, because he wants to fulfill the promise he made to his father, because he wants the will of the father to come to pass, and that is why he was obedient and he submit himself willingly to be tortured and beaten for salvation to take place. This is a typical example that Christ has left behind, and we as preachers of the word suppose to live by example. We suppose to teach by example. You can see that teaching of the word, it goes beyond saying it from the mouth. Practicing it is what truly matters, not just saying of the word. It is easy to say that you should be obedient, but then it is very, very difficult to see yourself putting it in practice. So I will say at this juncture that Pastor Oyedepo has truly gotten it wrong this time. Yes, he's a man of God of the truth, but this is an instruction from the higher authority. The instruction is not just directed to Winners Chapel, but it is directed to the whole part of Nigeria, the whole state in Nigeria. It affects everyone, be all the living being in Nigeria. Nobody is exempted. So he is supposed to have heed to this instruction, irrespective of who he is or whatever position he's occupying as a man of God. Because even Christ himself is interested in our lives. He doesn't want us to lose our lives for any reason that doesn't worth it. Because this issue of COVID-19 doesn't worth to take our life at all. So pending when the issue of this virus is totally kicked out of this country, that is why the federal government took it upon themselves and said that we should stay at home. We should stay at home and get ourselves free and prevented from this issue of COVID-19. What then? What how difficult it is for us to heed to this instruction. The Bible have stated it, and we as Christians are expected to keep to these instructions. I want to believe that what has actually happened is actually a mistake. I will say, and I will say that the man of God should accept it, that yes, he has faltered, he has made a mistake. Let us not take the fact that we are members of the chapel, but let us see it in this true angle, in this fact, because you know that Winners Chapel is a church that attracts crowd, that attracts people. So in the midst of people that are more than 50, there is every possibility that someone who must have contacted someone with that virus may come to service. If the person doesn't come to service in Lagos, he may come to service in Abuja, he may come to service in Delta State, he may come to service in Imo State, he may come to service in Anambra State, he may come to service in Akwa Ibom. At least from there, the virus will start spreading. That is one of the very good reasons why they said, for now, pending when this virus is totally kicked out, pending when a solution to this is gotten, let us at least stay at home. Let us at least stay at home and be free from this. So I want to believe that the man of God has made a mistake, and I will plead to him to please, he should try for his, at least for his personality, for his kind of personality, and for his kind of person, for the fact that he's a true man of God, and for the sake of Christ, he should accept the fact that he has truly made a mistake. Plead to the authority of Nigeria and promise not to repeat this mistake, because to me, I'll see it as a mistake done by the man of God. And I know that as a man of God, you will be a good preacher and a good propagator of this word, obedience, because obedience is one of the very great virtue of a good Christian. It is good to keep to the virtue that we preach. It is good to practice the virtue that we preach. At least, I will say, at least it's one of the corporal works of mercy. That is what? That is helping those who are truly in need. And helping those who are truly in need are those who we know that are being infected by this virus. I know that even the pastor Oyedepo will not be happy to see the people who have been infected. So Why you don't want to see them, you try to work towards